Let you run this intro.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right.
What up, boy?
What's up, man? All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the TNT Podcast. Here with your boy Torrez Finney and my co-host Tyler Layfield. What's up, Tyler?
Nothing much, man. I got school starting tomorrow, and I know you got your fight this week, so it's a big week for the two of us.
That's right, man. I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Yeah, I'm ready to do this thing, man. It's been a long time. I haven't fought since April, so it really exciting. Really ready to get this fight started.
Oh, yeah. So to tell us a little bit about this week and what you got going on. I know this past week we had some big fights, but how does this week compare? What does the rest of this card look like for you?
Um, basically starting a weight cut. I've already got my gallon down, so I'm drinking my 2 gallons of water right now every day, and starting on the weight cut, get my weight down. My weight's doing really good. I'm about I'm right there under 20 pounds out, so I'm doing really good. And just have a lot of focusing on the fight. We're game planning. We already got the game plan set. But just focusing and emphasizing on what's the game plan to do to go in on Friday night and get the job done. So Friday night should be a really good night. We're right there right before UFC Nashville, which will be on that Saturday. So we have a lot of guys there from the event that'll be there. So that'll be a really cool thing to do in front of. And it's a really big event, really big card. The main event on that card is phenomenal. So Fumi Nakutu is going against a guy named Cleveland McLean. That's a phenomenal fight. That's a really phenomenal fight.
You know these two?
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do know of him. Yes.
Okay. Cool. Are they like local guys as well?
I trained with him at Fusion before, and I watch a lot of regional MMA, so I do definitely know of Fumu. He's 5-0. He ain't fought in over a year, but he's a guy to be I have an eye out for. He's one of those guys.
And then I'm guessing. So are you the fight right before that?
I actually don't know.
We don't know yet. Okay.
The card order is not decided yet, so they're trying to decide.
But we do know that that's the main event.
Yes, we do know that's the main event. They are trying to decide the card order perfectly for the matchmakers to be able to watch live. So, we got time for you got the UFC weigh-ins on Friday, so a lot of people that's coming from the weigh-ins to the fights, just trying to get everything set live. Correctly. So that's all up to them. So I don't know. A lot of people ask me. I don't know. I'm going to be at the end of the card. I'm either co-main or right before the co-main. To me, the earlier the better for me because I do not like waiting. So, but yeah, so I'm around one of those areas. I don't know which one, but yeah, I'm probably the one before the co-main or the co-main.
And then so that was this past weekend was the weekend that you were talking about was really stacked. I know you had some fights you went to. Friday night? Then you had UFC, and then the boxing matches that you were.
Yeah, so our fights for Aries was on Saturday. We had the fight set. So Saturday was stacked for me. Saturday I went to the fights, and then after the fights, I missed majority of the undercard, basically, the prelims, but I was able to make it to see some of the main card. I saw the two big fights. I did see Jan Blachowicz and Alex Pereira. It was a good technical fight. Jan took him down as I about expected, but when it was on the feet, Alex Pereira dominated the fight on the feet. But he was looking for a lot of different things, a lot more patient. He wasn't a little bit careless like he has been a little bit. I think because he knew he had a power advantage amongst these other guys, he didn't take that type of chance. But this fight, he was a little bit more strategic and smart, being mindful of the takedown from Jan. So he won by split decision. Some people didn't think he won, but I thought he won. There's certain things when you get takedowns and don't do damage. It's different from getting a takedown and not doing damage. Jan just didn't do enough damage on the feet, on the ground compared to what he was getting hit with on the feet to cancel it out.
And Blachowicz, he's the one that fought Izzy that one time, correct?
Yeah, he fought Izzy 2 years ago.
Yeah, I remember that. It's like Izzy tried to go up a class and
he was the champion at the time.
Yeah, it didn't end up working too well for him that time. But yeah, so I mean, while we're on it, talk about the card a little bit. I know I wasn't able to really catch. I wasn't able to catch really any of it all. We had like a surprise party we went to this past weekend, but trust me, I heard all about it from Dad to on Twitter. Well, now it's not even Twitter; it's X. Right? Have you seen that? It's X
Yes,
now.
I got
Yes,
the update on
X.
my phone. Yes,
Saw
X.
it on X. All
That's
the
crazy.
highlights, including the Dustin Poirier shenanigans that went down. That was a wild kick there. Take me through that one. What did you notice in that? Because I'm assuming you got to watch that one, right?
I did. So at that time, both fights were going on, both Gaethje and Poirier, while Terrence Crawford was
That's
fighting
right.
Errol Spence. So both fights was going on, but I actually did not see a knockout happening that early. I did think it was going to be fun and fireworks. Dustin won the first round. I feel like on most people's scorecards, but I did pick Justin. I thought Justin was going to be more calculated as he was. He was so much more
Mm-hmm.
calculated in this fight. Dustin's just started a little faster than he did, but those type of guys with that type of power and the way they brawl, like most of the time, it gets good and dirty in the second and
Yeah.
third. But Gaethje just landed that shot that caught him right behind the ear, man, and it knocks off the equilibrium. And even if you block the kick, it don't matter if you block the kick. It's about the impact.
Yeah.
And
It looked like
um,
it popped the back of his head, kind of too, like the
yeah,
way.
well, it
Yeah.
wraps. So this is all you need to hit. If you hit here, that's enough to
Right.
just throw you off right behind the ear, man. It's a very tender spot, and if you hit that with a lot of power, you drop any man on the planet. And that's what happened with that shin. And boy, boy, yeah, oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Like a sack
So
of potatoes.
I know, man, it was phenomenal
Herb
to see
Dean came
Gaethje.
flying in.
Yeah, he did come flying in, dude. Herb Dean. But it was a phenomenal performance from Gaethje. I'm excited to see. I feel like he'll be going for the title next after Oliveira and Islam rematch in October. So that'll be a fun fight.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Speaking of the highlights, I know one of the guys that normally ends up dominating social media not even just for his wins, but just the stuff that comes out of his mouth. Derek Lewis, a guy that I love the guy. He freaking cracks me up ever since. Me and you've talked about the guy that was talking about Trump and all back in I think the COVID, period,
Talking
like
about,
making all the
talking about Kobe Covington.
no. Like, Derek Lewis, I think it was after one of his fights. He said, "Shout out to Trump" or something like that, or said something.
Okay. He was talking about Trump. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
not in like a political way, just being funny kind of way, like him doing that, and then the other night the ball sack stuff, like him taking off his
Yeah,
shorts and all that stuff. I don't know how you feel about it. I think it's freaking hilarious, and I think it does get that fan base, like the people that are attracted to these kind of events. I feel like they like that kind of personality, and it really meshes with them well. What do you think, though?
Yeah, for the fan base purposes, yes. I mean, it definitely brings in the eyes of the casual fans, the
Oh
some of the
yeah,
active fans that are phenomenal that love the sport. You do have a lot of guys that love that. I mean, I'm in the fight game, so like that type of stuff doesn't really amuse me. But I know it amused some people. But hey, it's
it
what's
cracks
getting
me
him
up.
views. It get him paid. So
Yeah,
uh, definitely keep doing it for Derek Lewis. So congratulations to him. That was exciting to see that 33-second fight. So
yeah.
flying knee straight to the ground and pound. That was fun.
Maybe you could replicate it, right?
And then you
Uh,
have the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight.
yes. Take
Now,
me through that.
that
I didn't see a single thing. I think I saw somebody post about uh Terrence Crawford getting weighed in. They said when they saw him wearing gas station Hanes underwear and at the weigh-ins, they said they knew it was trouble.
oh
So
man,
take me through it a bit. Take me
that's
through
good.
this.
That's good. That's funny. Oh
Uh,
man, I did not see that, but that's funny. But yeah, Terrence Crawford, gas station hanging underwear.
there you
But
go.
Terrence Crawford, he dominated the fight, man. I mean, I didn't expect him to dominate. I picked him to win, but I did not see it going like that. I just knew Terrence Crawford was a phenomenal. He's a phenomenal boxer, man. One of the best. He can fight out of both stances, which is crazy. And I just knew Errol Spence wasn't going to be able to deal too much with his power. But, man, he dropped Errol Spence probably like 4 or 5 times in the entire fight.
Mm.
And then obviously finished him in the ninth round. So he dominated the fight, man. He really dominated the fight. And it was one of those just all-time performances, man. A guy that's 39-0 being the guy that's 28-0. And he just dominated the fight, now with, 31 now. He got 31 knockouts now out of 40-0 as a boxer. So he's phenomenal. These are the type of matchups we love to see. You know, that's the problem with boxing. You know, everybody's trying to be undefeated. You know, people don't test themselves early, which in MMA you can't do that. MMA you're going to get tested early in your career, but that's the reason. That's why MMA fighters are where they at now. That's why you don't really see anybody that's a champion that don't have a loss, because everybody you're going to lose. It's about how you deal with that adversity. Only one man went undefeated, and that's the rarest thing to ever see in MMA. And some people even question that because he didn't challenge himself. Some people consider he didn't challenge himself. I say he challenged himself. I don't hear what nobody say. I'm a big Habib fan, but that's all I'm saying. It's like boxing is starting to do that more. We saw that with Tank Davis earlier this year and Ryan Garcia. We're seeing that now. Even though Jamal Charlo, he already has a loss, but he's fighting Canelo. Canelo went up. You know, Canelo, he went up. You know, even though he had that one loss, but still he went up and tested himself. You're supposed to. Mm-hmm. That's what the boxers and fighters back in the day used to do. Muhammad Ali went undefeated. You know, Mike Tyson went undefeated. None of those guys, because they all tested themselves. And Lennox Lewis, all those great boxers, Evander Holyfield, you know, George Foreman, they weren't undefeated. They had losses, but what made them great is when they tested themselves and then they beat these guys. Then the trilogies, then the rivalries they're created from them. That's the moments. That's why the UFC is so fun now, because you got Izzy and Alex Ferreira beating each other back and forth, and they both got multiple losses. But it's not about them having the losses, it's about the winning streaks of them continuing to keep that run. You know, they're incredible fighters. That's what makes fighting fun. You know, when you see the best of the best fight.
Yeah. We had somebody pop something up in the Facebook live chat. Keever asked, if he's still there, I'll answer his question. He said, did Tyler lose a bet? He's wearing a Dallas Mavericks jersey. Why is that?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I am. Good looks, Keever. I am wearing, if you're out there listening, I am wearing a Dallas Mavericks jersey right now. It is hot in my house. I have it like on this Eco Boost thing, so when we're out of the house, it kind of just lets the temperature do what it wants in a way. And when I get back and it senses it or whatever, it starts to actually get to normal. But it was hot in here. I saw this jersey. I haven't worn it up to this point so far, but I am repping Torrez's Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki. I'm currently reading the Book of Basketball by Bill Simmons. I've been reading it for a little while now. It's a 700-page book. But went through the pyramid, and that's something we could talk about one day. But the his pyramid of players, like how he's ranked the top 96 players. Dirk was, I want to say he was like in the 30s. Went through his list, but this was written in 2009 before obviously his championship against.
Why the top 96?
He ended up. That's just what he ended up kind of capping it off at. Yeah, you'll have to look at it. I think Torres, you would definitely get into this, and obviously he's updated it over time. This would be a great episode, honestly, where we go over it. But I just actually finished reading his pyramid. Now I'm looking at the top 10 teams of all time, and why he considers them the top 10. So he had an honorable mention. Number 10, I haven't got there yet. Number 10 was the 91 Bulls. He ended up ranking the number 10 because they were pretty good, coming into their own, but they hadn't won one yet, and they didn't really realize, oh snap, we can beat these people until they actually won it. You know, they ended up beating the Trailblazers, I want to say is what they said. They took them to 6. I want to. Was that right, or was that 92 I'm thinking of now?
I'm about to say that's 92.
91 was the Lakers. It was 92. 92. You're right. Yeah, 92 the Blazers. That might be what I was looked at, the 92 Bulls. But
that's still good.
But yeah,
I like that. That's pretty cool.
It's cool. It's cool. But he has them there. I'm almost certain he's going to put like the 86 Celtics or something like that as his number one. If I had to guess, he's a Celtics guy. But beside the point, we'll get into that one day. I think you would really like it. It's been a fun book to read. But the back to the fighting a little bit. You went through the boxing. I know there was a couple more just to touch back up on the UFC card this past week. Dad was trying to tell me about one guy. I can't remember who he was trying to tell me about. He said one dude was just showing off though. May have been not Vergara. Trying to think. He said one guy was just freaking amazing. It might be the Kopylov guy, maybe, or
with the head kick.
Maybe so. He just told me that one guy was just freaking amazing.
was a nasty head kick though.
Yeah, he said Chiesa isn't really good. I told him Kevin Holland's pretty good. How do you feel about Chandler's comments about Dustin? Keever just asked that.
I mean, Chandler's comments. What did he say?
I don't know. Keever,
I
clarify
mean,
that.
I mean, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not ever care about the drama inside fighting because I know a lot of the stuff that happens behind the scenes. So like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of that extra drama stuff, I be so like blind to it. Like a lot of the stuff that Connor puts on Twitter is just nothing but smoke and mirrors. You know, a lot of the things Chandler and all those guys like Dustin, like it's trash talk.
Keever said, Dustin is his boy. Louis, if you're out there listening, tell me who the guy is. Yeah, Louis in here. Louis, tell me who the guy is that you said you liked watching from this past fight card. He told me about one guy. I can't remember the dude's name. I think it might be the Kopilov guy though. But he said Chiesa was not that good. He said now Gaethje can defend his title against someone who's worthy. That's what Keever said. That's what Keever said Chandler said.
But you said something about Dustin. He said Dustin or Justin?
Dustin.
Well, that's Justin. But
he said he spelled it Dustin. He made it Dustin.
Well,
he made it Dustin.
Well, I mean, Justin Gaethje already beat him, so I don't know. You know, like I mean, he has to defend it against a worthy adversary. I mean, is what's so much worthy? They had a fight of the year. It was the best fight of the year, no question. But Justin won the fight and won it definitively. You know, like it was in that first round was amazing. But that second and third round, you know, Justin Gaethje, not Chandler had moments, but Justin Gaethje won those rounds definitively. I mean, plus people don't defend the BMF title really. They win it, and it's more like a trophy rather than a belt. It's a belt. It's a belt because you get pay-per-view points on it. So it's a belt, but it's not necessarily defended. It's more of just one. Very similar to how Jorge and Nate Diaz did it, and after all them fights Jorge did after the fact. He never ever defended it. It's like because it's not a belt you defend; it's more of a trophy belt. So, you know, Gaethje probably won't be defending it. You know, I actually like the idea of the BMF. You know, give people other opportunities to have pay-per-view points. I know the champion only get pay-per-view points, but you know, or the guys that's in the main event. But you got to remember, not everybody's gonna become champion. So, helping the guys get opportunities to still be that type of money is good.
All right, so we got an answer from Louis. He said Bonfim.
Gabriel Bonfim. Oh my God,
Bonfim is the bad boy.
He's really good. He
said he was freaking awesome. The way
his grappling is next level. His grappling is on a whole nother level. His grappling's phenomenal.
Guillotine choke.
He's one of my favorites, and I do like Gabriel a lot. I do.
And then Keever sent me the quote. He said, so Michael Chandler did say, well, now Justin Gaethje has the BMF belt. He has to defend it against a worthy adversary. And then Dustin's response was, shut your BA up. So there you go.
Okay, I saw that.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
I did see that. Okay, well, I mean, like I said, smoke and mirrors. I mean, Dustin already beat Chandler. You know, so I mean, but guys gonna talk. It don't matter if you lose. I mean, guys gonna talk because guys have lost, and the guys that have gotten beaten have sometimes had a better career than the guy that beat them. So it ain't. I don't know. I mean, I really don't have much.
This card really seemed to draw a lot of people's attention this weekend. I will say that. I saw a lot of people posting about it.
Yeah, it was a good card. I mean, when Justin Gaethje and Dustin Poirier fighting,
I missed it now.
That's a fun. Then you had Alex Pereira on the card, like. Them being in other fights with other stars obviously attract those fans.
Mm-hmm.
Now those fans obviously get attracted to those cards. So those are fun cards to watch. You know, those are great cards to watch. And it was a good card overall.
What's the next biggest one to really look forward to?
Well, you got the one in August where Aljamain Sterling and O'Malley they're fighting.
But
I feel like the biggest card is going to be UFC. It's not 293 because they still ain't found out who.
I'm about to say I don't think they've announced anybody for that yet.
But UFC 294 is the biggest card.
Makachev,
That's the
Oliveira,
card I'm ready for.
and
That's my card.
Chimaev, Paulo Costa. I
Woo!
think I saw like a fake account come out and say Paulo Costa lost his contract or some crap like that. Like I follow some stuff on Twitter, but it must have been fake
Yeah,
because obviously no.
there's a lot of trolls on there.
And
But
then
Hazmat Shemaev is fighting Paulo Costa and Islam fighting Oliveira. Like
yeah.
Islam and Hazmat currently right now are my favorite fighters to watch. They're the guys I love to watch. They're my most favorite fighters. And to see them fight both on the same card, I am pumped. And then we got the new guy, Nazadim Imamov versus Ikram Askalava. And Ikram only loss is to Hazmat. He got caught with an uppercut. And that was the toughest fight really Hosmer ever had up to the point, Gilbert Burns. Then you got Nasserine, who's a phenomenal, he's a killer. Ikram is a monster, and he knocked
This
out.
is like there's a lot of different type of like Russian sounding names in this card so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Makachev, Chimaev, the Imavov, Aliskarov. Like I don't know. Where's this one being held at? I'm wondering.
Abu Dhabi.
Okay, cool. Well,
Mm-hmm.
then makes a little bit more sense there. That
Abu
will be a
Dhabi
fun one.
card. Yeah, they like to get the Russians on the Abu Dhabi card. So,
is it time for Tony Ferguson to kind of start?
Yes, he needs to retire. Yes, he needs to retire.
I was going to ask you that because it didn't look pretty from what I saw.
When I saw that he got, because I didn't see his fight, but when I saw he got subbed by Bobby Green, I said, "This is it for him." No more for Tony Ferguson. No more. Tony Ferguson cannot keep doing what he's doing. It just ain't it, man. He's lost 6 in a row. It is obviously. I feel like he should be only doing legend fights, meaning very similar to what Robbie Lawler did before he retired.
Yeah, exactly.
Fight only, he ain't going for no title.
Fight another older dude. Another fight that's on the card that just gets some of the nostalgic fans.
That's like nostalgic. There you go. Basically, a Hall of Famer type fight.
Good
Both of them in Hall of Fame. They ain't winning nothing anytime soon. They let them fight. They have fun. That's what he needs to be doing. He do not need to be going against contenders, guys that are. I don't think Bobby Green is necessarily a contender, but Bobby Green is still he's been in the game for a minute. He's a vet. So like I would like to see more like Ferguson and a guy like what's the guy, I can't think his name. Jim something. God dog it. He's gonna pop up.
Didn't he just win a fight not that long ago?
He fought on UFC 100.
I know you're thinking of, man. I really want to be able to say it without looking it up.
Me too. Jim Miller.
That's Jim Miller. And another name, like I was saying, Donald Cerrone. Like he's officially done right, but they always pulled him out for them kind of fights. I feel like too, like they would,
he ain't coming back.
He just kept on and.
Well, he was still on a contract, but he ain't come back now. All them steroids on, he ain't coming back.
Oh, okay.
He ain't coming back. That boy juiced to the gills. He said he walks around 200 now. He ain't coming back no more.
Yeah.
He can do it now. I mean, he ain't got no. I mean, ain't nothing wrong with it. He can do whatever he wants now.
Yeah, but personal.
Yeah,
as long as you're not competing, I guess, right?
That's right.
But yeah, man. Pretty good stuff. I think we kind of hit on all the bases. As far as this week and really a little bit of future weeks. I mean, I guess now it all comes down to this. Oh yeah, and Dad wanted me to tell you. He commented on here. You need to do like Derek Lewis did this past weekend. He said that's what you need to do. So flying knee, first round, 33 seconds in. If you don't do that, Torrez, it's all a failure.
It is all a failure. Tell Lewis, me and Derek Lewis don't fight the same. So
no, y'all do not. Even though I think you could do somewhat of a style like him, but I don't know if that's necessarily a great thing.
It's too risky.
It is too risky. You like to win.
The good thing about Derek Lewis, for one, like he's got power.
He does.
If it don't land, he's in trouble.
Yeah.
But for the whole fight.
Tire himself out, expose himself.
Yeah, he's in trouble for the whole fight. So, but I'm feeling good. Fight wise, I'm feeling really good. I'm pumped. I'm ready to go. It's a big card for me. I always say the next fight is the biggest fight. So,
weigh-in is what, Thursday?
Thursday,
and then what's going to be that first meal you eat right after you get off the scale?
Oh my gosh, whatever I can get my mouth on. I'll be honest. All right, no homo, as they say.
Oh God!
Donuts, chicken, fried chicken, steak, definitely a steak. I'll always eat a steak. I'm gonna get the biggest steak. I'm getting whatever. Give me a 40 ounce, 30 ounce. Give me the biggest steak. I want it all. I'm
Man, you
hungry.
seeing some
I'm
of those
hungry right
clips?
now, bro. Like this water loaded stuff right here. I'm telling Ariana right now. I am like freaking. I can't freaking do it. I am
He's
really.
got he's got
I
the
know I
video.
do it every fight, but I am so hungry. I'm literally on my phone scrolling, and the first thing I see is like food because
Food.
I follow a lot of food accounts. But I just be seeing number food, and I just be so pissed. Oh my god,
Oh God,
man.
torture, torture.
It's,
What's Arion doing, man? Y'all got something planned for this week?
yeah, he's doing a vlog.
Ooh,
It's a fight week vlog that he's brought in for the entire week. So he's gonna do a
nice.
fight week with Finney type deal.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we're gonna post on YouTube. So basically, show a lot of people behind the scenes of what I do,
That
what
is
I do,
dope.
getting ready for a fight. You know, a lot of
I'm
people.
glad I asked because that's
Yeah,
really good. Yeah, yeah, and we can promote that thing, man, for real.
definitely, man. It's a
Yeah,
lot of things. So yeah, and I always like to say this is part of the process, the TNT
yeah.
podcast.
It's a part of the process, I guess.
Like
Yeah,
before every fight, I always talk with you, on that Monday or Tuesday, whenever we usually do it. So
yeah.
yeah, this is a part of it, man. So
And then I'm guessing he's gonna follow you to the saunas and stuff that you got going on
yeah,
that
he's
day
gonna do
before
that.
there.
Get in it.
Yeah, I always see those clips. I always see those clips whenever he posts them up. So it'll be
Yeah.
good.
So
So
this,
another, what'd you say, Arion?
I'm gonna suffer with him. I'm gonna
Oh
get in. He
God.
said he's gonna get in too.
Oh
He's gonna be a
God.
little different. It's a little different when he can eat whatever he want when I can't.
Yeah, for real, for
This
real.
one, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, another topic I know you said you wanted to cover was running backs. What's the deal with running backs? Why are they being disrespected, man? What are you seeing with this?
I agree, man. I've been seeing. So it's funny. The head of my management company, Malky Kawhi. He's also the agent for Jonathan Taylor. So obviously, everybody been seeing what's been going on with Jonathan Taylor for the Colts and Jim Irsay.
Yeah,
Um,
some pretty
and
crazy stuff being said.
it is like wild stuff said. And then they even talked about like they placed him on a non-contact injury list, and he was like, "I never even hurt my back." I
Well, they were
remember.
talking. They're talking about putting it. They haven't done it yet. They're talking about putting him on the NFI list or whatever.
Okay,
And for
explain
those
what.
of y'all, that don't know, they could put him on that, and they wouldn't have to pay him a dime this season if they put him on. Yeah, it would just be pushed back to next season. They would begin to be able to pay him again. But if they put him on that, they could really kind of screw him. So we're seeing a little power struggle going on.
It is.
And it ain't even necessarily just with Jonathan Taylor. This is like an ongoing thing. I mean, we're seeing what Saquon Barkley's doing. You
Barkley.
know, we're seeing what's Josh Jacobs going on with him. So
What's the one from the Vikings? Dalvin Cook.
Dalvin Cook, it's looking like he's going to sign with the Jets too. I've been seeing that, so it looks like. I mean, that's what everybody's saying. At least that's the rumor that's swirling around right now. That's the last visit he took. So, that's where I wanted him to land. So he'll probably get a little paycheck. He'll get a decent little paycheck. But this has been going on for a little while though. Running
And,
backs, you know. So
listening to Le'Veon Bell talk about on his, I watched a clip of him how he's talking about like he don't think top tier running back should be getting outpaid by guys that's a second string, third string quarterback. Because you do see that,
crazy.
not necessarily a running back should get paid wide receiver money, but why does why does a top tier running back? Let's be honest. You see guys like I don't know, Derrick Henry, right? Let's use
Yeah,
Derrick Henry for example. When we both consider consensus, Derrick Henry probably the best running back in the league.
I think
Obviously,
you kind of have to, man.
yeah, okay.
Him, McCaffrey, yeah,
McCaffrey.
that's like the ones I feel like you can kind of throw into.
So you have those guys leading the league. They're the best running backs in the league. All right. Why do we consistently have to see guys like the wide receivers? I know it's a passing league. I understand. But I'm seeing second, third string receivers getting paid more than these guys. You're seeing backup quarterbacks getting paid more than these guys in a year. Why is that when these teams are so heavy dependent on a lot of these running backs? And I know people say, well, running backs, you can do whatever you want. You don't need a running back. You can get anybody to fit the system. Yeah, based off the offensive line. Yeah, you can do that. But for certain people to be that dynamic, for people that put their heart and soul on the line, these guys last a good 6, 7, 8 years maybe. Todd Gurley is already freaking retired. Sony Michel just retired. Like we having like guys that were legendary, guys that were really good at the start of their career. They're already retired. Yeah, look, they've made money. Now, don't get me wrong. They've made millions of dollars.
They did.
But compared to what we're seeing these other guys get, I just, and when they put their body on the line more often, I feel like a running back puts his body on the line way more than a receiver, way more than a quarterback. But
Yeah.
you have to think about the importance. Which one do you hold value over? In a passing league, it is going to be the quarterback and wide receiver. But, and then that's the pros and cons. But what have we been seeing? These guys that can run the ball. Look at the 49ers. The 49ers have been winning off their run game. You know,
Yeah.
like it's not because they've been throwing the ball. I mean, heck, they just had Brock Purdy come in out of nowhere and they won 11 games in a row. They've been winning off their running game. A lot of New England all those years. Look, they had Tom Brady. I'm not saying Tom Brady's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But what established that? The running game. They had the LeGarrette Blunt. They had the Sony Michel. They had the
James
Stephen
White.
Reed. Devin, that's right.
Marshall
White.
Falk early on, right?
That's
Didn't
right.
they? Yeah. They had. I mean, Stephen Ridley was even like something decent for those, some of those years and stuff.
That's
Like
right. And these
they've
guys
had some
putting their
good guys.
bodies on the line. They're putting their bodies on the line and they're consistent at what they do. Like, I just feel like a running back should get paid a little bit more. They shouldn't have to. We shouldn't be sitting here making an argument, especially in the NFL. Why are we sitting here talking about why running backs ain't getting paid when these guys have done dominant things like these running? Jonathan Taylor's, what you mean, coach? The coach, y'all ain't nothing. Y'all literally aren't much of nothing really without him because he can catch out the backfield. He's dynamic. Same thing with Christian McCaffrey on the 49ers. It shouldn't be too much of an argument. He's helped make that team become better, especially when he got traded from the Panthers there. These guys made it to the NFC Championship game. Now, yes, you had some help here and there, but you still had a rookie quarterback come out of nowhere. Christian McCaffrey was a big part of that. All right? So, like, I see the point. I understand it's a passing league, but I do not like the fact that running backs aren't getting paid what they should be getting paid.
Yeah. I see it and I feel the same way, but I think what it's coming down to is dollars and cents. At the end of the day, it is a business, and they make business decisions. And what you see is that running back is probably the most taxing position outside of like offensive linemen, because literally every play they're getting banged around, but it's one of the most taxing positions, but even offensive linemen, you're not getting hit below your knees, theoretically you shouldn't be, right? I mean, there's rules out there against it, there's rules out there against, defensive linemen getting, chop blocked and things like that to help protect. But running back is up there, man, as far as the most physically taxing position that there is in football. And what franchises have been learning is that, hey, instead of paying one good guy to come in and carry the load and pay him all this money, let's just split that money three ways. We'll bring in maybe kind of a system like you saw with that Auburn team. What was it? That was it 2014 or 2015 Auburn national championship team that went against Florida State, where they had Trey Mason and you remember they had those like three, the Lightning, the Thunder, and they had those three guys. They called them all. Yeah. You see some type of stuff implemented like that where you come in, you kind of help even the load. You're going to see this from the Philadelphia 76ers, I think, this year with DeAndre Swift, Rashad Penny, Kenny Gainwell, these kinds of guys. But it's started to become a more running back by committee, and when you do that, brings the value down. Like you're not paying guys as much, and I feel like we've seen probably the end of paying running backs large sums of dollars, and that's not just going to affect the NFL running backs. This is going to trickle down to the collegiate level. If you really think about it, go ahead and just picture this. We got NIL now. Obviously, players can get paid. What are you going to do if you're a running back? You're a highly rated 5-star running back coming into Division I college football. You're not going to be thinking, hey, I need to just make my way. Obviously, you want to make it to the NFL, make big money, but the earlier you can get paid, the better.
That's right.
So whoever hires or whoever brings you on and pays you the most, it makes the most sense for a running back to go there. I'm just going to be honest with you. Like the days of just saying, hey, come in, you can just pick up on our tradition here at Georgia, that kind of thing. Even though Georgia's running back recruiting is doing really good, I expect us to get another big time. Cool. Right now, we've got committed to this one. We got a big running back named Chauncey Bohms from the state of Florida, really good. I think his name's Clark Phillips, speedy guy that can play. He's just a gadget. kind of do. We can kind of put him around. And I think we're about to land Nate Frazier from Mater Day High School out in California. He's a 5-star running back. So they're saying he could be the best. From a guy that I trust a lot, he says he could probably be the best semblance of a running back talent wise since we've seen pre-injury Zamir White. Which is, if you go back, if you're a Georgia fan that's been involved for a while as far as recruiting goes, Zamir White before he got injured was something to freaking behold.
He
That
was.
joker was the definition of a number one player in his class, like running back 5-star.
Dealt with
But
injury.
you saw what happened. He got injured. Then he got injured again. Like, he suffered all sorts of injuries while he was at Georgia. And it's not, Georgia's fault. It's just, like we said, it comes with the position.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're going to see interesting recruiting techniques. Hey, you can come in, be the man. We'll pay you. Sure, you might put some tread on your tires before you get to the league, but you're going to get your money now. And that could be appeasing to somebody. But then you could see some teams, maybe like I could see Georgia saying, hey, come in with these other two guys. Y'all can split the backfield evenly. And by the time you get to the NFL, you still got fresh legs.
Well,
so,
you know what's wild though? You make a really good point, which I didn't think of it as like this.
Yeah.
But running backs now are starting. We already know this, but they're losing value. It's almost making now like the youth league. Not saying that there won't be none that don't want to play, but it used to be cool.
No.
It used to be cool to always have the ball.
Yeah.
When we grew up, man, I want to have the ball. Everybody wanted to be quarterback or running back. Man, give me the ball. Give me the ball. But now you don't make as much money as like being the one that have the ball and you're the quarterback. That's crazy to me. Yeah. I'm the one always touching the most important thing on the field. Obviously, after the quarterback, you would think the second most guy that touches the ball the most after the quarterback. All right, you can say the center, but come on.
We know what you mean. We know what you mean.
You know what you mean. Yeah. It's the running back. He touches the ball the second most amount after the quarterback. And yet he is one of the least paid guys on the offensive side of the ball. Are we really making that statement?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be that way. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be that. But now, like you say, and I didn't think about it like this, people ain't going to really care for running back because of the high demand and the risk of the injuries, the risk of constantly dealing with the contact and the hits and my longevity. I'm only getting
everything adds up, man. Everything adds up, and it wears down on them after time.
Yeah. So, and I get the ball the second most touches on the offensive side of the ball more than anybody else on the field after the quarterback. I just don't. I don't know, man. That's nuts to me. That is nuts. And you're right. The college guy's going to be looking where I get paid the most because obviously once I get to the league, I'm happy to get to the league, but my money going to get spread thin. It's going to get spread between 2-3 other guys, running back by committee.
And it's not even just like that. You're seeing that across other positions too. Why would I want to play safety when I can play cornerback and make much more at the next level?
That's right.
Something like that. So, I mean, you saw that with Keely Ringo. I feel like that was definitely his mindset going into that. But looking at, going back to what Jim Irsay, somebody tweeted it out. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, here we go. His exact quotes: "If I die tonight and Jonathan Taylor is out of the league, no one's going to miss us." He said the league goes on. We know that. The National Football League rolls on. It doesn't matter who comes and who goes, and it's a privilege to be a part of it. Crazy comment coming from
okay. Was that harsh? Heck yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was.
100% wasn't harsh. But, man, I don't see a lie in that. That's 100% factual. He just spoke it out. He just spoke it in person. I read some of the comments under that. Some people thought it was racial undertones or stuff like that. It's not. I mean, he just told
me anytime.
I know anytime somebody say something, but it's the truth. I mean, literally, like Sony Michelle just retired. Hey, we love you. Boom. You're a dog, babe.
Have some highlights here for a second. Your tribute. Deuces. Yeah, there you go.
All right, who's the next running back?
Yeah, that's really how it is. Next man up.
That's anything. Heck, as much as the entire, the NBA gonna miss him. Heck, they probably gonna be playing promo videos for him for the rest. They will. But LeBron James, the moment everybody gonna miss that man to the fullest. But guess what? The moment that season start, all right, who's the next LeBron James? It's gonna be like that already.
That's true. It's just the nature of the
It's the way
beast.
it is. It's the way it is. It's a part of
Yeah.
it's a part of business, a part of sports, it's a part of life. All right, it is. It's just the way it is. So somebody's gonna come take the position. Like the position you're currently in is not forever. And that's the thing about the NFL, man. Not for long league. I know it's
Yeah.
just the way it is, and you're not gonna be in there not for long. Ursay ain't gonna be the owner forever. Jonathan Taylor ain't gonna be playing forever. Somebody gonna give eventually. But right now, mainly when you're the owner, most of the time the owner outlasts the players, and
Yeah.
I feel like he might lose this battle between him and the owner. But if he goes somewhere else and get paid the money he wants, he'll win the battle. I
Yeah.
don't know anybody, but the way the running back market is, I don't think anybody's going to actually to take that chance.
I don't know who would I don't know who would spend up for him at this point. I mean, he's he's racked up some. I mean, if you go back to his collegiate days, we knew he was going to be good when he was at college. Right? Was at
Mhm.
Wisconsin. Yeah, he ran the ball a ton there. He's ran the ball a ton since he's been in the league. How much longer is this guy going to play? And he's already dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Maybe not the back thing that's coming out. That may have just been, like you said, false information coming out, but he has had some injury concerns so far in his young career. But how long is this dude going to get paid? Or how long is he going to play? So that's the question going through him. Like, is he worth the investment? And most of the time, the answer is sadly no. And that's when you get teams like Atlanta coming in getting Bijan Robinson. They're trying to find. I really don't know if they're going to extend him. If we're being honest, do you really think they're going to extend that contract out after this? You really can't say definitively, and in good conscience that you think they're going to say, all right, we're going to add like 5 more years to your contract. It's just not how it goes. It's just not how it
Exactly.
goes. So we'll see how it works. Speaking of which, Najee Harris, you're running back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has he been signed to an extension, or is he still playing on his rookie
He's
stuff?
still on his rookie. I think he is going to get an extension eventually. He's still on his rookie though.
Okay.
And I think it's his last year on the rookie. It's his last year on the rookie, I believe.
Wow. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you try like these teams, they try to take advantage, and rightfully so, of
Mhm.
having and it ain't even just NFL. We talked about it with the NBA. The Nuggets. They try to find cheap talent. You try to find cheap guys that can help replace certain people in those positions, but that play for a lot cheaper, and you can spend up at other things. So it just happens. It just happens like that. So we'll see how it goes, man. I'm looking forward to it. This NFL season, I've been gearing up, trying to get ready for fantasy and whatnot. Talking
Yeah.
with people and all them about that, and NFL, the boys, Kobe Reed and Jackson. I've been listening to their podcast, getting ready for college football season. They had some pretty interesting things to say, SEC
All
wise, and
right.
we need to do us an SEC podcast
We do.
probably soon. Maybe we could do that like next week or something. That'd be pretty
All right.
cool. Maybe like a next week type thing if you're
All
not
right. The
busy.
season's about to start, man.
Yeah,
Football
we
season.
really don't got long, man. I mean, shoot, what's it?
When's the
First
when the when the first game?
first game will be the week of the 27th of August. So we got 1, 2, 3. We only got like 4 more weeks, really.
Also, I'm considering. I won't confirm or deny yet. I'm just
Uh
thinking. It is depending on what day, but I'm considering coming home the week when the weekend when
oh.
Jones
They gonna
County
play.
play Northside, I believe.
Oh, so you're gonna come to the Macon Touchdown Club Kickoff Classic?
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing. Yeah, I'm thinking about
If you,
coming
hey,
to
I'll be there. I'll be there for it.
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
That
have some kids helping me work that, get some volunteer experience, and I'll be there watching the game a little bit too.
all right,
Yeah,
bet.
speaking of Jones County, Zion Reagan's just committed to Oklahoma. Have you talked to him?
That's right. I did. I did. I talked to him a little bit on Instagram. Yeah, I did. I
What'd
did.
he say? What's some of the stuff he's
I
saying
just
back?
said congratulations. This is just the first step. The hard work starts now. You got to continue to keep
Yeah,
working on. And he's like, man, yeah. He's like, thank you. And it was much of
yeah,
nothing.
nothing crazy, nothing
But
substantial.
that's good for him. Obviously, I saw a lot of the comments about
Big
him.
for Jones County, right? I
Oh, no,
mean,
wait, isn't that? Well, you can't really put a ranking on like who went to the
yeah.
best.
I mean, John
Big
Tavius went to Duke. You went to
Davis.
UTC.
Yeah, and then you had who else you had?
Who else had
You
a
had,
bit? Middle Tennessee's gotten a ton of them, right?
we, had,
Teldrick and Connor Griffin, right?
we have one go to Mercer. No, no.
We may have.
I could be
No,
complete.
no. I mean, probably sometime in
What about that quarterback that
Jones
went to
County's
Mississippi
history.
State?
Oh, AJ. Yeah, I don't know.
And
Yeah, he went there.
not him, the other. There was another quarterback back in
Okay.
'05.
Oh, I thought you said like a cornerback. I
No,
remember. I
no, no,
remember
no.
him. Yeah,
I know all about that one. No, not
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Not that
yeah,
one. Not
yeah. Not
that one.
cracking, not cracking. Yeah, but oh
Not
no, I
that
don't know about the quarterback. I don't know about the quarterback.
Not that one. I know who you're talking about, but not
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
one. Yeah.
So
But
I mean, Zion might be up there as far as like
for sure. Oh, for sure.
highest
Oh,
level of playing at the next level.
he's
Going
gonna be
to he's going to be in the SEC next year.
be in SEC.
You
That's
know.
what I was about to bring up about the comments. I saw a lot of comments speaking on his size.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's going to happen.
About him, like he's gonna have to be ready to get ready to play in the SEC, which is true,
It
which
is
is
true.
true. But it's more of the he's got
Talent.
time. He's got the speed. Speed kills, man. And if he can get up to at least like 175, 180, that's all he needs, in my opinion. He's a consistent 180, maybe 185.
What's his height and
He's
weight? You
like
said
5'9" ish, 5'8",
five
5'9",
eight, five eight,
5'9".
5'9". Because about to say, I know Tennessee. Tennessee's got a guy that his name is Squirrel White. He was back a few classes, one or two classes ago, but he's a good wide receiver. Let's see here what his height and weight was coming out of school because I know he's a smaller guy. He's 5'10", 165, so it ain't like he's that
Oh,
big of a difference. And
no.
he's looked pretty good so far. I mean, Zion can definitely make it. I mean, and speaking of height, you're seeing some of the same stuff said about Deuce Vaughn right now. The running back from Kansas State that's going to play for the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
But they said he's been looking good in training camp. But people are just cracking on the size. But he's pretty short. I'm not gonna lie. He's
That's
like
right. He's
five.
five
He's five
six.
five,
Yeah.
5'5" or 5'6". Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
he does
Man.
his thing though. He does his thing. I'm pumped. I'm pumped. I'm ready for football season, man. Like I love fighting. I watch fighting every week. I watch
Yeah.
fighting all the time. But man, that time to where you can just I'll be here at the gym on Sundays. I train. So since I'm in fight camp, I'm always training. But
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
on Sundays during the fall time, I sit here right here in front of my TV like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Football
I
all
keep
day.
seeing the TikToks, the videos on social media where it's like it's playing the CBS SEC game of the week music. And it's like waking up on a Saturday
Yeah.
after sleeping in, make some food up real quick, get you some drinks,
I be door
and
dashing
just
like
lay on the
crazy.
couch all day watching the
Dude,
games.
I'll have this door open because nobody be here at the gym. I'll sit back like this. I have the TV on and I have the door open and I'll door dash some food. And I ain't gonna lie, I'll door dash a good bit of stuff. Especially when I don't have a fight, I'm door dash like crazy. I'm sitting here like this. Hey, I'm in here. Bring it in here.
Uh,
And then bring it to me. I don't move out this chair. I'm a fat man in
I
this chair.
love it. I love it.
Yeah, I love it, man. And then also, I love it when we all be in the group messages, just killing at each other, whatever going on in the
Probably
games.
won't happen. Probably won't happen week one this week because it won't happen this week one this year. But last year I remember the talk was discrediting the Oregon win.
The
Week one.
Oregon win,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. That was the group message talk last year. So this year, Bama's not playing anybody. Georgia's not playing anybody. The only person playing somebody you can argue, the only two real big games
Is
are
it
North
LSU?
Carolina, LSU, Florida State, and
Okay.
North Carolina, South Carolina. That's the only two, really. If you think about it, and North Carolina, South Carolina could go either way, but two high flying quarterbacks, Spencer Rattler, Drake May.
Yeah.
Them guys going at it could be
Got
something.
Spencer Rattler still there. I thought last year was his last year.
No, he came back, so they
Yeah.
we'll have to we'll see what they do. They're coming off what? Then they had a pretty good. I want to say they won their bowl game this last year, so I mean that was
They
a
did. After
pretty good
being
win.
they won their final two games. So
Yep.
Beamer been doing good, man. I like what South Carolina got to the table.
Yeah.
South Carolina ain't no they ain't gonna be no slouch for us.
Yeah.
I think we'll handle them, but that's another game to be mindful of.
Yeah.
Also, it's funny. So Day, so if anybody, Day is the film guy. He's the head film guy at Missouri, University of Missouri. So he does
Oh,
all
okay.
football, basketball. So now he
Yeah.
does He does a lot for football upcoming season. He said all them players there, they're like, man, we're gonna beat Georgia this year. We're gonna beat Georgia. And then they me and him we playing the game, we be talking. He's like, these guys think they're gonna come to the hedges. He can't pick, he's just recording the camera. He just gotta make the highlights.
Yeah.
I said that might be your least highlighted game you do this year.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be another close one like that again. Not in the hedges. I don't see.
And we can obviously get into this, when we do our SEC thing. But now that we're on the Missouri thing, I just feel like I have a buddy that his my girlfriend, my wife, not my girlfriend, my wife, she has a friend. Jesus, she has a friend that just came back. She lives in Oklahoma now, but she done met a boy, and he'll travel back with her when she comes to see family, and so we're going and hanging out with them. He's a big Missouri fan, Kansas City Chiefs. He likes their hockey team. He likes the Cardinals, I want to say. So, he likes all that stuff. Big Mizzou fan though, and we were talking. That I will say, Missouri, they get up to play Georgia though. You got to remember, I was watching the little documentary. They made one on SEC Network. Them Dogs is what it's called. It was just recapping this past season, man. It was a really good watch. It's an hour long, really good watch. If you haven't,
I need to watch that. I like that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It takes you through pretty much every game, how the season turned out. It was really good when it got to the Tennessee game because it showed their preparation. Man, the stuff they were practicing and how like when Keely Ringo made that interception. Like he boxed out the wide receiver, made that reception. They literally practiced that move that whole week, just anticipating it, just saying, all right, just shield him. When the ball goes up, go for the ball, and then sure enough, it happened. It was really cool. But Missouri, that if you remember, that was the toughest game of the whole season, like that. And then you could really say Kentucky, that was a pretty tough one. Mm-hmm. But Missouri, legitimately, that was another one we caught crap about in our group text.
Yeah, we caught a lot of crap. Y'all with Missouri, and I was like,
yeah.
I said, I'd rather have a bad win than a bad loss. I said, y'all don't understand.
Yes.
We're going to have
the win's the win. You hear that, Louis? At the end of the day, a win is a win, man.
A win is a win. Like, we talk about it all the time. Like, even with fighting, I'd rather have a bad win than a bad loss. Exactly. Because guess what? With a bad win, we can correct that. There's no say, a bad win and a good loss, whatever a good loss is. Like, you lost. Now, yeah, you can compete. It can be neck and neck. And then, boom. Well, freak, it was a good game, but we lost. I'd rather say, man, that was the worst I ever performed, but I found a way to pull it out. You learn more from that.
Yes.
What did I say in that group?
And I hope we get pushed to that same level again this year. I don't want to, of course, no one's willing to say, man, I really hope we come within, like, minutes of losing this game. Like, you don't willfully want that kind of stuff, but at the same time, you want to be tested so that when the actual hard times come, like and when it really freaking matters, like we saw in the Peach Bowl. I don't know if we win that game without like a Missouri game ahead of time. I really don't know. And that's part of what keeps the fire, and I feel like I can get up here and preach. I'm reading that book, that we talked about, like they were talking about
Bill Simmons.
Bill Simmons in that book, the book of basketball, they talked about when Wilt Chamberlain went to the Philadelphia 76ers. He got traded from San Francisco to Philly. And the next year, they ended up winning 68 games. And the Celtics were kind of coasting. They had done one like 3 or 4. They were just like, man, we don't really have nothing to prove. Like, they would literally have to try to find stuff to push themselves. Kind of like what we saw in the Last Dance documentary, right? When Michael Jordan had nothing left to play. Oh, I'm going to shut that person up, or something like that. Well, they didn't really have nobody pushing them until that 76ers team started coming along and really doing good stuff. And then with the Celtics kind of nipping at their heels, it pushed them. It actually became, for the first time, people started caring about like breaking or making a record for how many wins you can get in the season. They were shooting for 70. Like, that was Sports Illustrated was highlighting it. Without those challenges, without those people pushing you, those teams pushing you to the brinks, you don't grow. So that's where it comes into play. And Missouri, I can see being that, moving forward. They always give us a good time. What were you gonna say?
Look, just like fighting, I was very thankful.
Mattress, right?
I was very thankful for TK. Like, at first, I'm sitting there thinking, like, man, like I didn't really, but I mean, I won every round. It wasn't a bad fight.
You did. But you did get gas. Like it showed you some stuff you could.
It showed me a lot of things that I had to improve on, and that has led me up to like my last fight and my last 2 fights. Like I went against
Yeah.
high level guys and my cardio held up.
It's always good now. Yeah, I feel
like
like your cardio has definitely improved since then.
oh yes, for sure. Now a lot of people don't know about it. It's no excuse though, no excuse. But a lot of people don't know about that TK fight. I was
You was
you know,
sick.
everybody remember
You
TK
was
was
sick.
trash talking.
The flu
He was trash
game.
talking. So like, yeah, he ain't gonna slam me. So I got a little cocky. I said, I'm gonna take this guy out in 2 rounds, which I exploded. Like I literally
Uh-oh.
let everything go for the first 2 rounds. But I ate a steak. And the number one rule for us, you don't for anybody, you don't eat a steak on fight day. Reason why,
Uh-oh.
it takes 12 hours for it to digest. So any
Oh.
red meat you do not eat on fight day. Problem was, I was like, man, I'm gonna finish him in 2 rounds. He's not even gonna last. I said, I'm gonna eat this steak.
Oh, little cockiness. I didn't
I
know this.
was.
Good
I was.
story,
And
Torrez.
not
Way to
only,
pull one out
only
of
did I
the.
eat me a steak, I ate the rest of my coach's steak.
Oh.
After literally, when I didn't get him out of there after that second round, I said, okay, I might get him out of this third. I sat on that stool and I'm like, oh my God. I might not be. I said I can't even feel my hands. I'm breathing hard. Like we did a lot of good
That's some
cardio
good
things, but I
stuff.
was so gassed only because, as I said, like now it's not. You don't blame the steak, but
You
it
can,
does take
yeah.
12 hours for it to digest, and I could feel
You
that
didn't.
steak
You didn't
coming up.
help yourself. You didn't
No,
help
I did
yourself
not
out
help
in there.
myself at all. I did not help
Boy,
myself.
I did not know that. I did
Yeah,
not know that. That is a
I
good.
learned from that,
That's a
man.
good story,
That could have
man.
actually cost me because I was very fatigued, really after the second round, and I'm
Wow.
like, I don't have him out of here yet, and I'm like, oh freak.
Wow.
But hey, props to TK for being a dog,
No
man.
kidding.
Props to TK being a
Oh
dog.
yeah, I mean, we need to see what TK's up to. I don't know. I ain't
He
seen.
actually hit me up on Instagram last week.
What'd he say?
He asked me to fight him in a kickboxing.
Oh,
He asked me to fight him in a kickboxing fight. He said so. The kids he's been mentoring lately have been they've been they watch some of his fights on YouTube, and me and TK fight on YouTube got like 22,000 views on
wow.
YouTube. So
Is that your most viewed video? You'd say?
I would say one of my most viewed videos is either TK. You got TK. Wes McCracken got like 10K.
That was a good one. Yeah.
My other one, what was the other one? Oh, Justin Dorsey when I fought the first time for Icon got like
Yeah.
20K.
Was
So
that
I got
the 7 second fight, or was that?
Justin Dorsey is the
Oh,
one I
the
fought.
Dorsey. Yeah, that's right. The Chocolate Rain or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he got a little few views, but TK is my number one, and I think a
I
lot of
think it
people.
was just man the lead up to that, and we haven't really, we've seen some stuff, like some guys talk trash a little bit, but I
Mhm.
feel like TK was a good heel. Like he
He
was
was,
just a
yeah,
good, he was just
he
a
was.
good. Like that's how you sell a fight, and that's how you get
Yeah.
views on stuff is by adding that context to it. TK did. I got to give the man props. He made me, like not that I don't, I'm always gonna watch the fights. I'm gonna try to
Mhm.
tune into the fights, whatever, but. God Almighty, you wanted to see that one because the
Yeah.
lead up to that, like it was just trash talk, trash talk. Let's shut him up. Let's shut him up.
Yeah, let's shut him. I wanted that. I was so
Yeah,
pumped to
yeah,
fight him too. It was funny, and y'all reminded me a lot like how y'all used to be in Jones County. Y'all always used to like y'all love trolling. You, Jacob
yeah.
Wall, and Keever, Tanner, y'all
Yeah.
are dominant trolls. Y'all are so
Jacob will pull out the hood stuff on him. Like Jacob will start, and who was it that was somebody was getting into it?
River.
River, yeah,
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Oh man.
Boy,
Hey,
Rivers,
listen,
Rivers
listen, you
Exchange
teaching
had
an
me
education, you talking
dead.
like this.
Yeah.
River had to turn it back around and apologize.
That
Dude,
crap was funny.
that was
That
fun.
crap was
Then
funny.
my mom jumped in, then TK mom jumped in, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
Some man, like there was like some person jumped in. They were
some
cracking on
person.
each other's profile pictures or something.
Yeah, it got all out of hand. Next thing y'all know, I look on Facebook, I see like 200 and some
Notification.
comments,
Yeah.
notification. I'm like, because he tagged me in the freaking post. I'll just
Yeah.
read it. I said, I'm not even going to respond. I've already won the fight.
Mm-hmm.
I won every round. I mean, I don't care about this.
Ain't
And
nothing
when you
big.
look, like I said, when you win, you ain't got nothing to speak of. It's up to you to win the fight. So,
Yeah.
um,
So this guy's coming up.
mhm.
Nothing really been said. It's just been kind of like a silence from this guy.
Yeah,
Or
he's pretty solid. He's confident.
it's probably the
As
best way to go about it. If we're being honest, here, here's another story for you. When he was pitching, spoiler alert, number one on the pyramid. Can you guess who it was?
number one on the pyramid. Oh,
For the
97.
basketball game.
Oh,
for the
72 Bulls.
no, not for the number one player on the pyramid. Who would the
Oh,
number one player?
Jordan, Michael Jordan,
Michael
Michael Jordan.
Jordan. He
Yeah.
talked about how like literally it got to the point where players just knew don't even say anything to him. Don't say like they would talk trash with anybody, but not him. And he told a story about Paul Pierce when Paul Pierce was at the combine. I want to say he was at his draft combine and how he was talking trash. It was in '03 or something. It's early 2000s when Michael was about to come back. It was like 01, 03, somewhere in that range when he was about to come back to,
The
you know,
Wizards.
he was running the Wizards and he was about to come back. And Paul Pierce told him, man, you can't come back in the league. This is ours now. We run this thing, all this kind of stuff. There was a scout or somebody that worked for a front office. He pulled him aside. You cannot talk to him. That's one thing you do not do. You never talk trash to Michael Jordan. And he's just dead serious. And the dude ain't even in the league no more, but you never, you do not
Yeah,
freaking do that
do
because you
that.
will pay for it. And that's
You
pretty
will
dope.
come back.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. That's pretty
That
cool,
that
man.
that that does push me. I'm already self motivated.
Yeah.
I'm just guy that likes to work hard and like to get the best of out of my ability. But if you start teasing me and saying, "Oh, you ain't going to do this, Fitty,"
Yeah.
especially in a fight game, all right, we'll see. I was told that
Some
in
people
wrestling.
feed off that.
I would tell you. I feel like that's the reason why I won those 2 state titles. When the first one, when everybody was like, the guy that won it was like, "Oh
A
man, this
big
guy's so
old guy, right?
cool."
Is a big old dude.
Yes, he was. Aaron Gallagher, he was really good, 3-timer, and he's really good. Heck, I was surprised when I beat him, but I had only lost to him the week before his section was 11-9, and everybody was
That
like,
was your first one. That was your first one, right? Your first.
"Yeah, the first one."
Yeah.
And everybody was patting on the back. Hey, man, you did good. That's one of the closest matches he's had. He's one of the best. He's probably gonna win state. I'm sitting here like,
Okay,
and this
then.
is sectionals. I'm like, I don't think he's all that good. I actually respected him too much going into the match. And I told Crook when I walked off the mat, I said, next week I'm gonna see him. Crook remember that. Literally, after I just lost, he got his hand raised. I walked off the mat and I said, Crook, I'm gonna see him next week in the state championship. Granted, I had a whole tournament I had to go through, but I was
Yeah,
just confident. I said, I'm
that's
gonna see him
cool.
next week and I'm gonna beat him. And lo and
Yeah.
behold, I beat him because that made me after hearing how everybody talked about him, then I felt them. And I'm like, don't you ever go into another competition over respecting somebody.
Yeah.
Trusting who you are. And yeah, and that's
Through an athlete's career, you have different peaks, and the guys that are really good, they can peak multiple times, and they can kind of change their, I guess you could say, the way they go about doing whatever it is in that particular sport. They can alter their play styles or alter the way they strategize, things like that.
that's right.
That was probably your first peak, getting that first championship. I want to say that first state championship.
Mm-hmm.
How was your mindset different? Obviously, you came into that first one. You hadn't been the man yet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do you think that affected your drive after winning that first one? Obviously, you can get to the point where you're complacent and you say, "Okay, I can win this," or you can get really cocky and say, "All right, now that I beat him, I can beat anybody," kind of thing. What was your mindset at, real quick?
Actually, you just called on the second one. When I saw that I could beat Gallagher because of how good he was amongst everyone, he literally was that good amongst
Yeah,
everyone in the state. When I beat him, my senior year, I said I'm going undefeated my senior year. That was my goal. My goal was to win every
yeah.
single match, which I did. I made 40-0 and win a repeat as state champion. And I was like, I'm going to do it again this my senior year.
I wish I
And
cared about freaking wrestling more than I never
hey,
did. I just
look,
didn't.
not a lot of people cared about us because
Yeah,
I mean, as a team, we would make it to state, but we really wouldn't do too much at state. But we had individuals, me,
individuals,
Daniel Curry, Daryl Lee,
River, right?
Sherrod, Sherrod, um, River. Um, you've had a good bit.
There was one little guy. I remember there. Like, we used to Marlin, something like that. I remember there was a guy named something. He's like in our weightlifting class. I can't remember him. I'll look him
Trying,
up after this.
yeah, you probably have to look it up
We
and
stood
send it.
with him, called him Marty all the time. Like, I don't remember.
I try to think. I try to think, man.
Can't
Who
remember
was
his name. Can't remember his name. I have to look him
we
up.
used to have a lot of good guys, man. It just,
Yeah,
it just we were better as individuals than as a collective team. But to have the collective team, it's got to be guys that wrestle year round. And you got to remember, it's Jones County, man. Jones County
you got
football,
other sports.
yeah, man, other sport, yeah. We football, baseball, a little bit of basketball here and
Basketball.
there. Yeah, so like,
Speaking of which, now that we're here toward the end, Coach
mhm.
Wolfalk, principal
Hey,
of
that's
Jones
right.
County High School.
He's the
Well, yeah,
president.
man, I was freaking excited. Texting congratulations as soon as I heard that was awesome. What were your thoughts, man?
I loved it, man. I think he's the right man for the job.
Yeah.
So far so good. You got to remember Chuck Gibson when he used to coach basketball for Jones County. And he became the principal, and now you got Coach Wolfalt. Coach basketball. Now he's the principal, and
Yeah.
I feel like with a person like that,
Now.
they've with that coaching background, having that authoritative type figure,
Yeah.
Wolfall's gonna bring the hey now you ain't doing this up in here now. He's
I
gonna be
like
straight.
him. I've
And
always liked him.
I always like Wolfall, man. Wolfall, my guy, man. I like him. So
He was cool.
congratulations to Coach Wolfall.
Cool guy. Well, man, I know you got you a full week. What's on the docket the rest of the day today?
They about to go out here and train, drink some more of this water. Cause I gotta pee right now anyway. You drink 2 gallons of water, you gotta pee. That's why I'm shaking my legs right here. I'm over here shaking like a stripper. Like, boy, I gotta pee, boy. Dude, let me tell you something. I was with one of my sponsors this past weekend because I was water loading this past Saturday. And he has this freaking high, he's rich. He got this 2023 Escalade. He's bagging the car up. And I was driving it. I'm the one that's driving it. He asked me to drive. And I'm driving and I'm backing up.
Boy,
And
I'd be on edge about driving somebody's vehicle like that.
oh, I am, but he asked me to drive it. So let me tell you something. Look, when these guys with this type of money ask you to drive, you drive. You drive. You drive. Look, I'm driving like them fast. I said I don't even drive cars this fast. I said I don't even go this fast in my own car. And he was like, "No, just push it." And I'm like, "All right," But I'm backing up. That son of a thing, that thing vibrates. I ain't gonna lie to you. I tinkled a little bit. I said, I gotta pee. I said, why did that thing vibrate? He said, it vibrates when you get close to the thing and it'll automatically stop. And I was like, it shouldn't do that. I said, I gotta pee. And this freaking thing starts vibrating. I don't know. So, but I was like, it is what it is. So, I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't doing nothing but peeing out water anyway. When you water low, you pee too much. So,
yeah. All right. Well, that'll wrap it up today. Thank you guys for listening out there. We do appreciate it. As always, go out there, support Torrez. Torrez, no more tickets in hand, right? It's all
literally, yeah, no more tickets in hand, man.
Sold out, or is there still tickets out there for this?
There's probably a few left. It's only going to be allowed 500 people because of like all the stars and celebrities from the UFC that's coming to the show, so they can't have it overpacked. But it's going to be for so many people, and it should be a really good show, man.
Okay, so go get your tickets while you can. If not, get the pay-per-view link. Check that out this weekend.
Pay-per-view link tonight. I'll post it tonight.
We will retweet that on the platforms as well. But yes, support them in any way you can. We'll be looking out. We'll be watching out. Thank you guys for listening today. If you listen on podcast, go to our description, click on the Linktree link, and you can support us in a multitude of ways. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you next time.
Boom, boom.